Hi, meteorologist Tony Petracca. You've clicked on the Weather Now link on this late Tuesday afternoon, which has been a fairly quiet one. Lower humidity with clouds and a little bit of sunshine. We are in a weather alert, and for good reason. A lot of rain headed our way, so a lot to cover. And here's the breakdown. The flood watch is for the entire area. However, it's really not until Wednesday night, especially the overnight hours of Wednesday night and into Thursday, and especially Thursday morning. So now, till then, not anticipating any flooding. So far, it is a flood watch. And here's the deal as far as the timeline. Let me get rid of my face here. The daylight hours of Wednesday, despite some showers, flooding is not expected. But as we get into Wednesday night, and especially late at night and during the overnight, it's a widespread soaking rain, very, very heavy. And again, this is all remnants from what was once Hurricane Ida. And that'll spill over into Thursday morning, especially early and especially around daybreak. Flooding is likely in a poor morning commute. So the worst of the rain in terms of amounts and potential flooding is later Wednesday evening, Wednesday night into Thursday morning. In the meantime, it's quiet. We're taping this as of 3:30 in the afternoon. Clouds and a little sunshine in Providence, and looking at tranquil conditions. There are really no weather issues for tonight. So dry skies this evening and tonight. The flood watch is in effect Wednesday evening, Wednesday night, and into Thursday. Now, generally, likely 2 to 4 inches of rain. However, we have some computer guidance that has amounts, isolated amounts at least, of 5 to 6 inches of rain. So, 2 to 3 inches of rain, probably somewhat manageable, though that would still create some flooding. But I think anything in that 4, 5, or even 6 inch range, we're going to cross that threshold into perhaps some significant flooding. So this is really something that we're going to have to keep an eye on. So a widespread soaking rain is likely everywhere. Where that exact axis of exceptionally heavy rain sets up remains to be seen. I guess the good news in all of this is that the holiday weekend is looking okay, Labor Day weekend. All right, so our threat tracker for the daylight hours of Wednesday is low, though we will have some showers. And then we're ramping it up on Wednesday night, especially late, especially after 10 o'clock, some overnight flooding. And then as we get into Thursday, specifically Thursday morning, and especially at daybreak, put the threat tracker at high. Poor morning commute, very heavy rain, ongoing flooding will continue at that time. We do expect, if we jump ahead into Thursday afternoon and Thursday evening, we're seeing signs of the rain moving out the second half of the day and by Thursday evening. So some good news there. All right, satellite radar composite showing a few patchy clouds coming through. It's dry. Here's the let me show you the wider view. And there we go. That's the remnants of what was once Hurricane Ida, now a tropical depression. Again, and right there, we'll zoom in a little bit. Area of low pressure, a depression, and that is tracking off to the north and east. So while the wind is not too much of a factor with this anymore, obviously, it is certainly a significant rain maker. And Hurricane Center is still tracking the circulation itself, moving northeast at about 15 winds at near the center of the storm, what's left of it, running at about 30 miles per hour. And here's the forecast track, and you can see Wednesday evening, Wednesday night, right into Thursday morning, that heavy rain pulling through, and then Thursday afternoon, Thursday evening, it is moving out, getting real close. And as far as the amount of rain, this area, shaded in orange and red, indicating where some of the heavier rainfall amounts will fall. But where exactly that axis sets up, whether it's here or here, more than likely it's going to be somewhere along the Route 95 corridor. So 2 to 4 inches of rain, likely at least 2 to 3. And whether or not we get into that 4, 5, or 6 inch range is a possibility, something that we'll have to watch, and flooding is likely. One thing that we will watch, and this is a very low probability, but there may be some thunderstorms near the coast and just offshore. Right in here, Block Island, Long Island, the Lower Cape, the Vineyard, Nantucket, extreme South Shore. And some of these thunderstorms may have rotation. So there is a slight risk of some water spouts or even some brief, weak tornadoes or tornado near the South Shore and just offshore, right in here. It's not often that we say something like that, but it is worth mentioning, even though the chance is pretty low. It would be confined to right in here where I'm swinging the arrow back and forth right in here. So that's something that we'll keep an eye on. In the meantime, we'll get in real close. Take a look at the forecast starting off this evening, which is fairly quiet. Jump ahead to Wednesday morning at around 8 a.m. A few showers, nothing too high impact here. Into the afternoon, the showers, at least the coverage, is starting to increase. Showers likely for the evening commute. But watch how things really light up in terms of coverage in yellow and red. This is around 11 o'clock and midnight, and you start to see that this is widespread in here and heavy. This will continue beyond 11 o'clock into the overnight and into early on Thursday morning. So for tonight, really no big weather issues here, just increasing clouds. Temperatures dropping to the mid-60s. Wednesday morning, a few showers, nothing really too high impactful in terms of the morning commute. The afternoon, the shower chances start to increase to about 70%, turning steadier by evening. Whoa, that was wishful thinking on my part. By no means is it 84 degrees. I forgot to change that. It's more like 70, 75. So a little typo on my part, but you get the idea. It's a cooler day coming up on Wednesday, just for the simple fact that we'll have a cloud cover and some showers working through. So wrapping it up, it's specifically Wednesday evening, Wednesday night, and into Thursday morning. The core of the real widespread heavy rain. Where exactly that axis of heavy rain sets up, we're going to try to fine-tune that, but easily 2, 3, maybe 4 inches of rain, statewide. Whether or not we get into that 4, 5, 6 inch range remains to be seen, but if we do, we end up being something more significant as far as flooding. If you have property, like low-lying property that doesn't drain very well during very, very heavy rain, of course the ground is saturated, the water table is high, and sometimes you get water pooling in your backyard, and sometimes you get basement flooding. That possibility is there. So if you've had a history of your yard doesn't drain very well and basement flooding, that is something that you have to watch. If you live along the rivers and streams, especially some of the smaller rivers, we'll have to keep an eye on the Patuxent River as well. And certainly street flooding is likely overnight Wednesday night and into the morning commute on Thursday. So bottom line, stay tuned for further forecasts.